has spoken about how detrimental unhealthy competition is to the growth of Ghana music industry. Now, according to the Terminator hitmaker, it will take unity to build a better industry. He says, what we can change as artists is to come together. We can't take Ghana to the world and move individually. Which is one of the things I try to do. I try to involve and engage my brothers in the industry from time to time, he said. Now, whilst responding to what he believes needs to change about the attitude of Ghanaian musicians. Now, King Promise joined us yesterday in the studio on Daybreak Hits, and he said, I believe it's about time we come together and make music with each other, and we need to push together as a unit. We need to stop seeing each other as a competition rather than letting it inspire ourselves. He emphasized the need for change in mindset among the industry stakeholders while urging artists to see each other's success as motivation. I'm not your enemy. I mean, the mindset has to change where if you see your brother going on and doing something, it has to be nice to you and be like, damn, if my brother has done this, I can do that too. Rather than why is it him and not me? He told Dorin Avio and DJ Slim yesterday on Daybreak Hit. Now, King Promises call for unity among Ghanaian artists highlights the need for a shift in mindset by working together and supporting one another. Artists can inspire each other other than to be competition to each other. That's King Promise yesterday on the show. Now in studio you have Martinez. Chairman Ashes is also in the building. Hey, I've seen some throwback pic of you. What's with that? You get dread?
Oh, me no.
No, the picture I see there be dreadlocks.
No. I never do dread before. No be me. No, all my life. No,
relax.
I'm even trying to picture him in locks.
No, I will put that one. No, relax. I get him.
No, dread must not be me. No. It must not be me.
Don't worry, I have it here. So say we all go analyze them. Or it be.
I can't imagine Ashes in dreads.
Maybe a picture and I just had in the
maybe shadow for the head top or something.
Shadow no for the head make I get dread. My university days I had afro and braids, but not dreads.
Braids?
What will not be you this?
Oh, Kwame at my back. Me, I did the last side.
But you know be dreads where you did your head.
No, be dread. The idiot way they me though.
Oh,
Kwame Rasta.
Oh, Kwame, haven't spoken to him in a while.
It be the idiot we get bread for our inside. If we meet the corner there, last side there, then come well.
Yeah.
Fine case, anyway. As this is here this morning, Kaswa Samokawa is also up in the building. Martinez, everything cool?
By grace.
Hey, that be your name.
According to them.
He level you, don't worry. That's what that's in the.
Well, yesterday we had King Promise. No, that was
2 days ago.
2 days ago, we had King Promise in the studio. He touched on so many things. Interestingly, one of the things that popped up when this tweet went out, because the production were working on it. So when this tweet went out, and Chevian and the conversation about him congratulating, seeing Stoneboy's congratulating message also popped up, and people were like, "Hey, Chama, you just talk about unity. 2 seconds, you see somebody in message you won't air, but it's one of those things." Says,
he saw the message here.
Or he had seen it before. He said he has seen it, but I mean that.
No, they told him. They said
they told him, but that morning he hadn't gone on the app to do anything.
Yeah.
So, and he said it wasn't a big deal, to respond. So
it's really not a big deal. I mean, people were moving to him because not tweeting a bit.
Yeah, because that's contradictory.
Yeah, that tweeting a bit. But I mean, a call for unity.
That's a bit contradictory.
A call for unity. Ashes, let me start with you.
Oh, it's an order. I mean, where there's no peace, I don't think sanity can prevail. Or where there's no unity, you really won't get a united front. So that call there, anybody who calls for it, is an order. And Promise traveling around the world, dealing with lots and lots of musicians, gives him the experience to want to call for that united front for us to do it together. See, there's no way in this world that people can actually become a united front if they don't actually decide to come together to push a particular agenda. And that has been the Ghanaian problem. A societal problem. I call it a societal problem, not even a music industry problem. I mean, gone are the days where the Ghanaian used to be a together front, from family to friends. It's become so individualistic. You know, ask yourself, how many times do you even check up on your friends? How many times do you check up on your family? But back in the days where we were all like, you know, I think it has to do with a lot of technology and a shift of mindset. You know, last time I was analyzing some things with my friends, and back when we didn't have mobile phones and all that, we knew how to come together and, you know, sit in a community, look for each other, go to basketball. But today's era is not like that. They don't look for anybody. They don't care. They're all on their own. So it becomes a mindset when they tend to do other things. They really feel like they don't need to fall on anybody. These Gen Zs don't fall on anybody.
True.
Unless it's something they need. That's when they fall on you. They will not call you. They will not come to you. They will not seek your advice. They don't need it. So they have like crafted an own culture of theirs. And it's in everything we are doing. I'm not just trying to put the music industry alone. The music industry needs a united. Some of us have been pushing this agenda since. It was difficult to even get our people, the DJs, to understand to play Ghana first. It was so difficult. You wouldn't blame the DJs alone, because the program managers also made it so difficult for the DJs to play that. The root core is not just the DJs, but the PMs are looking for likes and clicks and how do you call that thing?
Trends.
So whatever is moving is what they direct. Yeah. When somebody's like, when was the last time you actually heard some radio stations play some kind of soft melodious music in the afternoon? And we are getting bang, 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 bang in this town. Waiting. Just because the station has been, like, you know, fixed in a way that it's all about Charlie, we more my clicks in, we more numbers in. So what I'm saying is not just the unity in the society and in the music industry. It is a lot of things. It's a very broad topic that if we don't start cutting the edges where it needs to be pruned, we will never get that unity. I can't fool baby say quite help me with that. So but if you get closer, that is how this industry is. It is only a few fractions that actually are together.
So when we say unity, what type of unity are we talking about?
So let's use, sorry to want to use them as a benchmark, but actually the Okonanimono, and then they can't our fellow Nigerians. Nobody says they don't have beefs or issues. They fight probably even more than us. They have a power between them. I tell you, and it be brutal. They are only be brutal.
Next level beef.
Yes. I mean, it's that bad. But they don't shove it in your face. They don't make you see it. How many times are you online searching and you hear the physical confrontations? Bro, a day.
Once in a while, you.
But I'm just saying, but here on a constant. You might say just because you live here. Now, listen, my internet has made it easy for us all to know what's going on in the next town.
Yep.
You get me?
True.
So that is what we are talking about. When we actually decide to make it so glaring that I don't like this guy. And some people go to the extent of calling DJs and people to stop playing other people's music. And this will not be from today. What are you talking about? The days of Ajikot and the days of Hwan music and goodies music. Yes, that's when that thing actually started.
Okay.
They call one another, call this DJ, that guy is sorry for not play. So it's become some kind of trend.
They will pay for Payo and then they will
pay make you not play somebody's song.
pay to play this one and pay not to
this
play.
one. Yeah.
What a payment.
It was a system, and it has grown in us. You see, that kind of hatred has grown in the music society. Our first point of call for unity should have been Musica.
Okay.
Musica, which is the collective societal organization, should have been that instrument, that tool that the musicians could have fallen on to understand the music business and the music culture properly. Because that function doesn't work perfectly, people have their own manuals that they use and they are working with. Nobody is schooling anybody on how the system actually works. So they pick up what they know and then they use it. So if I saw somebody hating to get to the top, I am using that same level to get to the top. You understand me? Yeah. I am not trying to create my own nothing. Let's look at the people who are how would I call it? I want to see if this Gen Zs even are a little bit together, because you see, the era before the Gen Zs were not together.
Yeah.
I don't really know about today's younger generation, but I see them kind of a bit more together.
Yes.
But then when you have conversations with them, they have individualistic issues as well. You get me? The truth of the matter is, how these Nigerians do it, sometimes, I'm using the word, sometimes, it's beautiful. There will be a show in London, maybe a Davido show. They are not waiting for Davido to get them tickets to get there. Some of them are flying in themselves.
True.
You see them at the backstage. Bro, they have problems, oh. But just because, Davido, they do one for O2, make we go. It is the movement. It's a practice with them. When I was there in 2006, thereabout, that was the practice. They move like that. They don't need invitations to come home. They are there to support. But here, somebody they have show, he go call him brother. The brother go, oh yeah, I will come for you.
They'll even charge him.
Time go reach safe. You go call them, nobody go pick. So then it becomes a beef in the heart of the artists. They then, people would go out of their way, do stuff for them. They see it. They don't even tweet. They don't even give you mention. They don't even appreciate. Like, what kind of madness with this? A station is actually going out of their way, playing your music, tagging you, doing everything possible for you to see. You have friends, you have numbers. What does this takes for you to also retweet that thing? And that is the togetherness we are talking about. So if I'm putting in the energy from A, and then you don't want to put in the energy from B, how do we meet? Hits FM is about to have a reputation, something. How nice it would have been for some of them to just casually stroll through.
Charlie.
I say you guys to do something. Let's support you. You will not do that, too. But you expect the Hits FM people to wake up every morning, put your song on rotation, and want you to get the mileage. Well, we have done our own selves a lot of disservice. And I think that if we start looking at them, not everything is money. Not everything comes with money. Some of the things are done out of sheer, benevolence. Let me just do this.
True.
And that is where the unity is fostered from. A lot of people are pained in this industry due to things they have done for people and they have just gone a blind eye on. Charlie, they will shadow you like they matter. And it be these things where they brew the hate and then the anger and people not wanting to even help our industry at all. If you have conversations with some of the older folks who have done things, gone out of their way, put their money, put their hard-earned investment behind musicians, and then the stories they get back,
Charlie.
You don't get the unity like that.
Charlie.
It is not artists helping artists alone. Oh. That's why I'm not trying to center it there. Oh. It is a very broad picture. And we have caved a very bad path. For ourselves. Artists won't feature artists. You could send music to them.
Go mind them.
Bro,
Give you blue tick.
Bro.
You know the part where they pain, then we talk, you say, oh John, this beat, I know the film. You send me another beat.
Bro.
But if you send like 3 or 4.
They no go mind you. Yesterday I had some stories with the place we are.
Yeah.
For certain artists who would actually decide to do collaborations with you. Then the time reach for release, the management say they no go release the song.
Yeah.
They no go sanction the song for it to be released.
No clearance.
No clearance.
Ah,
Bro, like
why did you do it in the first place?
yo, some even have visualizers with them, videos with them. They just go sit back.
Yeah.
They don't go do them. They don't go like clear you, make you release this. Like they are Bronson, no. And you see these things. So if you do me, I sit my one corner, it pain me.
The next time, I'll be
But the
tempted to do
danger
it.
is the guy that they did to that got angry will do the same thing to another person.
That will continue.
So it's a trend.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see what's right in this music industry. We don't want to see the right. It's all about me getting the mileage over this guy, me going ahead of this guy. Charlie, listen, if everybody there in lane, everybody go chop.
Is it wrong to have some form of competition in the business?
That's what I'm saying. It is not, but it shouldn't be a mindset and a physical thing that you're actually practicing. There's competition everywhere. Nobody said this. Even in heaven, forgive me, maybe. I don't know.
No, you've not been there. But
That's why I said the word is maybe. There's competition everywhere.
Yeah.
Sunshine competes with the rain.
Yeah.
You understand me? Yeah. Sometimes you go see the rain and the sun today inside. You get me? So there's competition everywhere. But don't let it be a dirty competition like we practice here. Ours is a dirty competition. You get me? We have enough for everybody to eat. There's enough. There is enough. Our sector is that broad. Everybody would chop. See, if you day your lane, make another person day in lane, and don't see it like it is a competition. I'll give you an example. Kwabena is doing his thing, the gospel thing. There's a lot of hate coming from the other side. Some people from the other side no like. Why is he doing gospel? No, kotu friends saying tuyamuda we are no about to gospel or to nyamiasem na no record the casem. Who are you? Who made you headmaster of heaven?
Deputy Jesus.
Who are you? You see, he the doing thing. You know, come your space. You know, talk say he's trying to be a gospel musician. He's found inspiration. He says, "Listen, I want to do this for my maker." If he make you doing thing and you do your thing.
That one to gospel fraternity ball.
And I tell you, some people I have had conversations with, some comments I have read from different places.
Then vex.
Why they do gospel? Why is Kwabena doing gospel? Why? Why does he want to do gospel? But bro, your own you they do how far? Or because you release your own they go again. I know they get them because your numbers are not his numbers. And you see, I want to stand there. I have seen numerous of times we've gone into the club. I want to use that word club. And we have played Biye Kwame Bami, and you see people, right, like actually falling. Maybe before that, near about to Mudao, and say, and there are people who probably have not been to the churches for like years, or even had the mentality of thinking about God and salvation and everything for you. You don't know how they are moved. Your song cannot go there. Somebody's song has to go there.
Yeah.
Why the competition? Maybe through that medium, somebody went to church the following morning, even after club.
Yeah.
Felt inspired and be like, Charlie Mamenko, sorry.
And I'm in Tonfa.
And no nyanyankopon adwuma na na so obi de aketua ne so sin obi de. So it is these things, these little things. I don't want to hate on nobody's work. I am always pushing other people's work. I want it to be like that. It's a mentality thing. Until we all address that thing in our minds, that you don't have competition with another guy in terms of the work. Do your own. If you bring the banger way, your own be banger way, blow past the other person your own, that'll be the time God won't bless you. If the other person want to blow past your own, yo, bro, support. If that mentality no sinking us, it won't work. Artists they do in show, it be your friend. What are you doing at home? Bro, it will just take nothing for you to drive past through. Bro, I came to support you.
Some artists have actually moved to support other artists at their event, and then they get to the stage, they get to the backstage, and they are told that the artist, no one see you for the stage.
All that nonsense.
Yeah.
All that nonsense. And you see, then immediately it brings tension and hate between the two factions.
Yeah.
It is not needed.
Plenty happen for here. Some happen for London. Some happen for America.
It is so not needed. I know just say you are the superstar. They need. You get me? Out of your own voluntary way. If you are not there for people, don't expect God to even be there for you. I rest my case.
Simon Kao, Martinez.
Slim, this one they really like sermon we just had.
Charlie.
Like church we pastor they address some of the things that go on and most say why like you don't get anything talk. Ashes has said a lot and look.
Martinez, hold your horse a little bit, and before you drop your submission, let's listen to King Promise as he talks about competition.
We can't say Ghana to the world and be moving individually, which is what one thing I try to not do. I try to involve and engage my brothers in the industry from time to time. You know, I've pulled up for everybody when they needed me from time to time. I've done collaborations where anyone we need, like even my last tour, my brother Daco with me. I've had Kwabena MP on tour with me before. I have had Olive the Boy. I have had Camido. Like whatever way where we can collaborate as a unit, because that's what our cousins in Nigeria do. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was on tour, not this one, the one before. It was just me, the only Ghanaian on tour at the time. But then in the same states, there was Mario Kun, there was Rema, there was this, and everyone was pulling up for everyone. It's like they were moving together as a unit and as a force, and it made stronger impact than just one person, and then I felt alone. So I believe it's about time we also come together and make music with each other. We need to push together as a unit, because they say prayer is the way it is. It's hard to break it, but when we are together, you understand, that's one thing I really heavily believe in. We need to stop seeing each other as, you know, competition, rather than letting it inspire ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your enemy, you know what I mean? And this goes out to like people, like the mindset has to change, where if you see your brother going on or doing something, and will say, be like, damn, my brother did this, I can do it too, rather than why is it him and not me.
This is Hits.
Well, before you come in, I was with Sack, and that was 2 years ago when he had a show in Brooklyn. Was it Brooklyn? No, on the Coney Island in the States. And backstage, we were having a conversation quite similar to this. So I asked him that, why haven't we as a group of people, as Ghanaians, been able to fill these monumental venues, like these 50,000 capacity, 100,000 capacity arenas worldwide? And he said something quite similar to what King Promise is saying. He shared something very, very similar. He told me, like, Slim Charlie, he believes it will start with the artists, and also the promoters also need to see it on the level of, you know, getting that buzz for them to fill international venues. Because at the end of the day, the artists can be united, but is the producer or the promoter also on that same wavelength? You understand? Does he have that level of capacity? Does he have that strength to put together a show like that? Because you can be on tour with everybody. I mean, more core, Charlie, the team be solid. You understand? But then the promoter himself really know they believe that, Charlie, you people can fill a venue like that. So I asked him, how many promoters have you spoken to that, Charlie, they need to get into that shape? Because he referred to a couple of Nigerian or international promoters, and he was saying that they worked with a blueprint that they created some years ago. That is, get most of the Nigerian artists on, get one or two Ghanaian artists, support with the one or two of Eastern African artists, and go and do like some One Africa concert somewhere. And then when they get the data, they use that data to get sponsors, and then now they have the financial muscle. Now they can attack bigger venues using that. And I'm like, Charlie, this sounds like a plan, but Promoter no way. First and foremost. And also, are the artists also willing to come together for a course like this? If you've never put together an event before with that has multiple artists on, you might not understand the hassle that you go through to get them. I have done that. And my first event at Kumasi Sports Stadium, I put together 52 artists.
52?
Yes.
Wow.
Let me tell you this. Before I think the first day I dropped the artwork, and I said it was my birthday, so I'm putting together my first concert. So I was doing that. I wanted to host it at the stadium. Guess who?
Were you 52 by then?
No, I think. Guess what? Guess the first artist who decided to link up to me that he's coming to show love.
Kimpaluta.
Nope. Guess. Take a wild guess.
Sack.
Nope.
Okay.
Even my birthday, as somebody who had to push music, had to support artists and all that. It's my birthday. I dey do event. I don't get artists on. Guess them. Take a wild guess.
Brother Sammy.
No. Mr. Easy.
Tosin.
Mr. Easy. First person. He came straight into my DM that Charlie, if it's my birthday, he did UK, but he come down to Ghana for the birthday.
Purposely for the birthday.
I'm telling you. In fact, at some point, it was like, oh, Charlie, you go fit food. These were the early days of Mr. Easy. It was like, Charlie, you go fit food the bill. And I say, oh, Charlie, make us see. I go check, Charlie. Flying your man from UK to Ghana would be, heavy on my pocket. So he was like, cool, I'll come to Nigeria. Fly me from Nigeria to Ghana. Get me a place to stay. Bro, if I tell you that's how Nigerians move, you will not believe it. But anyway, it's a story for another day. I'll go get into it. But Simon Cowell, you are on the floor.
Yes, listening to King Promise, with the competition, that will be a bit difficult because we still need it. Seeing, listening to him, he is trying to say we shouldn't see each other as a competitor. That would be difficult because competition helps. It creates, atmosphere for progress. So if there's, healthy competition, I mean, it puts the artists on their toes. You get to see whether you are progressing or not. So with that, it will be hard. I mean, if you don't see each other as a competitor. But however, it should be healthy. And I think with the competition, it's mostly not created by the artists themselves, but rather the fans and, the other stakeholders, the music enthusiasts. And, we come out with the comparison that, maybe you're under review, this artist did this. When you compare the shows, this artist was able to pull numbers and the other artist. So all those raises, that kind of competition between them. But then I think artists who is not matured enough take this personal and begin to rather hate on the other, which I believe that's where he is coming from, because it is very, very, very important. We see ourselves as healthy competitors. It's very, very important because it helps project the work, not just in Ghana, but across, the borders of Ghana. But if we are to make a statement out there as an industry, then we have to be a united front. Like he's saying, for home there, I mean, we can be in our space. Each other can be in his or her space and do his or her own thing. But when we are stepping out, you can't do it alone as an artist. You need to come, pull up in the numbers. Look, we always cite Nigerians as example. And a lot of people are getting fed up with this. Because I feel like, I don't know, the Nigerians needing, are they so perfect? There are issues. We admit there are issues.
Say Togo no they do so.
Yeah, so what we know is, and they themselves even compete with us. They even compare themselves to us as well. They look into our space and see how we are dominating and tap into it. So it's fair. But I think the artists themselves need to understand that without each other's support, it will be hard to make, that statement we want to make outside. Because everybody has his or her link. Slim, you may have a certain network. Ashes may have a certain network. I may also have a certain network. If I tap into yours, it helps me. If you tap into mine, it helps me. If I sit back and claim, I don't need anybody, I can do it on my own, it gets to a point you will crash. It is true because, look, like he's saying, he's trying to put a lot of artists on the stage when he gets out there. He himself was also put on the stage by Wizkid. Yeah. And that is how we grow the industry.
And I think last 2 or 3 years, the DMV party in the park in Virginia, he brought out 2 artists. King Promise. He brought out, I think, was it Mayonku?
Okay.
He brought one Nigerian artist and a Ghanaian artist. I think he brought Kwesi and Mayokun on stage.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that I can confidently say he does that.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I mean, if let's say you are on a platform in the UK, let's say a radio show, and you throw a big shout to maybe DJ Slim, or talks about a hardworking producer like Mr. Hagler, or you mention a top pundit, like you put a spotlight. It's some way, somehow projects that particular personality. And it puts Ghana on the map.
True.
I mean, you drive eyeballs to the person, what he does or what she does. And at the end of the day, it helps the person to grow. But when you make it look like it's all about you, we cannot grow. So when you listen to what King Promise is saying, it's about growth, it's about growth, because our artists are doing well. I mean, when you compare the works they are churning out, even on the streaming platform, you tell they are really doing well. And people feel like, why is it that we are not able to make that statement out there? We are not able to fill the auditoriums like you mentioned. We are not able to. And so you feel you are really doing well, or you are putting in your best, but it's like you are not being recognized, or you are not being given that kind of recognition. Sorry
to cut you. Portfolio sends in this message saying some artists too, if they see other artists on the bill, they won't even want to be part of the show.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's true.
It's very true.
He sees this person they top, you
if you pass back, go tell the organizer, say me they come on you. Unless before it could come.
It's very true.
Yeah,
very true.
Oh, but that's not a Ghanaian thing. That's a worldwide thing.
But for me,
that's a global thing. You're there everywhere.
That's where I was going.
You can't pin it on Ghana.
Yes.
Now, everywhere you go, record labels will tell another record label to get this one down.
Yes.
Now there it be global thing.
These are normal things.
We're pin that one alone on us.
Yes. Yes.
No be only us we are no matter no good.
But then we need to be intentional, coming together.
That word is intentional.
Yes, we because where we've reached, there's no need for this back and forth and I'm bigger than this. And no, King Promise was crowned artist of the year, last weekend, and I saw in the news that King Paluta was the first artist to get up clapping for him.
Yeah.
And people are even, appreciating that effort. People have had some, kind of love. It's like, I read some of the comments and the guy was
Paluta also sent in a message.
That's
he
nice.
sent in a message to King Promise.
And from a comment I read, the guy was like, Paluta has won his love by showing that maturity. Mm-hmm. Yes, it means even if you feel you are the one who deserves it, you need to clap for him, because there's a saying that you clap for others until it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Until it's your turn, you keep clapping. So if you feel you are bigger than someone and that you don't need him or her, you should understand that it will get to that point. You will face that same, situation you put others into. You are going to face it. It's like karma. It will come back to you. Mm-hmm. If we have to feel O2 Arena, Madison Square and Co., the promoters, those in the ecosystem, we all need to understand that we have to come together. It's like a football team.
Mm-hmm.
If you are on the park or you're on the pitch and you are not together, it will become very difficult for you to win. If you have let's as a player, you are at a spot where you can give a good pass for your fellow to score, and you feel like when he scores, he is going to take the credit on the side. So you are not going to pass. At the end of the day, the team loses, you are part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so some artists are bigger than the others. Some are very influential, which we understand. That's why we have the A-list and the B-list. And what the A-list can do for the B-list is by putting spotlight on them. Those who already have the platforms, those who have that huge net opportunities and leverage, that links, you need to pull your colleagues through. And for me, it doesn't mean you are weak, because some fear that if I create a platform for this artist to rise or get to the top, he may become better or bigger than me. That is some fear in other artists as well. But if you're a strong artist, you don't need to fear competition. We have to, be in the ring and compete and see who wins. But Slim, ending my note, I believe that this fan army thing is also playing a key role. In as much as artists need that strong backing, that strong presence by these loyal fans, we should also understand that it is somehow dividing the industry, because
you're talking about fan armies.
Yes, we mostly throw light on the positivity, but the negative side of it, we've seen people who will run other artists' craft down because they belong to this camp.
But on that level, I'm a little bit on the fence, Charlie, some way. Because, see, if they absorb, fan armies absorb the energy from the main artist.
Yeah.
That is basically what they do. If they don't sense any rivalry between artists, they will never organize themselves to run that artist down. I believe they feed off the energies that is being given by the artists. If they feel that there's a good relationship between artist A and artist B, they are also going to foster the same, or they are also going to push that same energy to the artist B.
Sometimes they even criticize their artists when they see them linking up or teaming up.
Exactly. So if only they feel that there's some form of energy, some negative energy, that is when they move towards the person.
Yes, I understand. But
the bigger conversation here is what Portfolio sent in, and he's saying that the media is equally guilty of the unity that we are calling for, and not seeing it manifest. We are all one way or the other aligned permanently to CAMS, and it's unable to make us professional in our line of work. When a win for an artist is not from their favorite artist, the media is a little bit silent. Now, media must also be careful about unchecked affiliation to artist camps. That makes it difficult for them to openly support other artists, especially when they are seen to be rivals. This is also bedeviling the unity core.
He has a point. But for me...
Because truly speaking, we know certain platforms, this is a pro whatever, this is a pro this. Yeah, we know. And in the podcast and online, media space is crazy. On YouTube it's crazy.
So Slim, the thing is, we have to be professional. Everybody has his or her preference. But we need to be professional about it. If you believe that this artist deserves a certain credit, it doesn't matter whether you don't belong to his camp or you are not a fan of him or her. You have to give his or her credit. You have to give, you have to pay homage where it is due. So professionalism diffuse some of these things. It kills it. Because like you are here, when you have to name your top 3 artists, I'm sure you'll be able to position them based on how you see them to be, or the kind of maybe interest you have in their brands, and the kind of respect. You know who to put first, who to put second, who to put third. But if you are a professional and maybe discussing something, and the artist you place at third has done something tremendously, something that needs plaudits, you have to be professional to highlight it than to say, oh, for me, it is either this artist or nobody. So I don't see anything wrong with a media personnel being aligned to a certain kind of, artist ideology or belonging to his camp. But then you have to be professional. So where Portfolio is coming from, I understand. Professionalism, if you are doing your work, you have to, if you are sitting here, you are a presenter. You are not a party soldier or maybe an artist affiliate. I don't see it that way.
This is FM, no Street is watching.
No. And so
go to Street is watching.
Yeah, so we have to look at it from that angle. But in all of this, look, we have to be intentional about this. And sometimes to the media executives as well as the music executives, they play key role in this. Because for the artists, they will go to studio to record, release, and all of that. But when you come to the executives who are running the space, they make those, huge influence. And so let's say someone who is in charge of an event company or event house feels like there's no way I'm ever going to put this artist on my platform. It's kind of some way. I mean,
what if the artist is abusive? I mean, the artist goes on running down the media outlet and all that. Would you still call for unity by inviting the person into the studio? It's a question for another day. Let me invite them into the conversation. Adam Chotowe, everything cool?
Everything cool.
I can see you are busily putting down some notes. Kim Promise is calling for unity. And it's something that, when it got onto social media, the timeline, on the timeline of Hits FM, I think the unity call went first, and the second one had to do with Stonebwoy's congratulatory message, and people were saying, Chama, you can't talk unity right now. Catch 3 seconds.
My submission
You air somebody for that. So anyway, feel free and touch on them.
I mean, it's quite important. I mean, unity. I mean, without unity, we cannot. At times it's difficult to achieve a certain particular goal without unity, because it will need a collaborative effort from other people to be able to achieve that goal. So unity is a very key factor, because we are not an island, One way or the other, we will need the support of other people. And that also does not negate the fact that there can be disunity in any industry. But if we are minded about the importance of unity to achieving a particular goal, we will be careful of what we make disunite us. So all the time you will be very cautious about things which may lead to the disunity we all don't want to see. It is why I was really looking up to Kim Promise to respond to Stonebwoy, because at times the disunity start small, like be anything. Then you go see now it's a sowing seed because of a certain funding from those around us among others. Then it grows. It's like a seed we are planting. Gradually, it will grow.
I never knew that the two had a song till yesterday.
Oh, they do.
It's sexy.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, you see,
wow.
That's why people were thinking that, okay, the first one, Stonebwoy did not respond. However, the congratulation now is a departure from the other stand.
I don't get it.
Somebody sends you a message, you don't respond. Now the person wins. You who didn't respond, you've decided to congratulate him. Is it not a departure from your earlier stance? It's like, so what changed? It means you have decided to move from your old ways. Is that not it? That's a departure. So,
So you believe Stone has learned his lesson?
Exactly.
And then he feels that this is the right way to go. So I'm congratulating.
Showing sportsmanship.
Yeah.
That
True
is why
sportsman.
I didn't want Kim Promise to fall into that thing.
Okay.
Maybe it's a kind of message, how Stone also put it, that your debut, winning your debut.
But he could have also responded in another way. You understand? So it's preference. By the way, Kim Promise can decide to respond or not. However, for him to call for unity, and with his experience in the space, he knows, and he said that, Nigerians doing some of these things from the onset, the maiden ones, they had to collaborate. So he understands the government of the whole unity collaboration thing to conquer. So, for someone like that, he needs to, find a way to go around it, So it's something. It's either we want to get it done,
But can we
through
ever
unity,
achieve?
or we will forget.
Can we ever achieve
It's
that?
achievable.
Yeah.
It's not beyond us. I don't think
What can we achieve?
it's not beyond us. We can achieve it. We just have to, put the right measures in place.
I think is there needs to be a change in the structure of the ecosystem. And when I say the ecosystem, I'm talking about, let me zoom in a little bit more into the artists and how their affairs are being run. If the artists are still the ones in charge of their day-to-day, and if they are their own bosses, as is seen here in Ghana, looking at how emotional, how for want of a better word, let me just stick to emotion because maybe before for Kahwa, I also put me in another zone. Because they use a lot of emotion in assessing and also moving as a unit. If they are the ones in charge, it will be hard for us to be united or have that united front. If business executives, however,
not only artists,
I'm just
at times some of the media and presenters, we can. At times, our emotion drive the artists to be emotional.
Make a end. If they are being led by business executives who see everything
from a business
perspective, they are looking at it from the numbers, they are looking at the dollar or the cedi that is trickling in, they would better understand certain things and would want to align with certain camps or pitch camps, even with rivals, if it makes business sense. But with artists at the helm of affairs, if they are the ones, if they are the first touch point, it becomes a little
emotional
bit.
Point.
They don't look at the business side of it.
At the end of the day, they really don't care about the business point of view. You understand? Because imagine if all these artists, because all our biggest artists here, one way or the other, they are running their own affairs. We have it. They are all indie artists. You understand? But so the proper business call is not being placed. Imagine if they had businesses or they had businessmen running their affairs for them. Don't you think for our quest to fill these international or big auditoriums wouldn't have been heard and a proper board set up to analyze the metrics and see if we can do it or not? I'm sure businessmen would have come together
because this
to get this one done.
At times, some of the things cannot be executed by businessmen. It can be pure promoters. I'm just saying that
even at times the business being led by businessmen,
the business people,
they will find the right people to contact.
They will even go for the promoters who have done it, and some of the promoters are even more emotional than the artists. And
no. He means that if a business executive is leading this,
the businessman doesn't understand the space, so he will take counsel from the promoter. This promoter is working on emotion, and he will use his emotion to advise. But he'll advise the businessman.
Hold on a little bit to that.
Like, let's go and pick this artist. The promoter has a problem with the artist. The promoter will one way or the other find a way and give you even reasons not to go for the artist.
What if the business executive also knows the job? So in this case, we are talking about someone who doesn't know.
So what if?
Fine.
What if he doesn't
you
also know?
That's what you've said, and I'm asking that. What if he also knows the job? Is it not going to help?
The probability is there. It could be either ways.
Because Slim,
what I want to say is that
I understand where you're
we
coming
should deal with emotion from all quarters.
I understand where you're
not
coming
only the
That's
artists.
what you are saying.
Haven't you seen emotional businessman before?
Adam,
No.
Look, with what you are saying, when you look back like 25 years ago, it was as you are saying. Because most of the record labels were not headed by the artists themselves.
You say
It was business executives.
I don't want to mention name here. You go sit for some office. They need money for your show or something. See,
But that wasn't an emotional.
That is not what
take.
he's talking
It wasn't
about.
an emotional thing.
It not be that, but I want to talk say some business people are emotional.
It wasn't
Emotions
because-
are part of our life.
It wasn't because I involved an artist in the process and
Emotions are
and the
part
business
of our
doesn't
life.
want the
I
artist to
mean,
be on the stage. No, it has no relation to it. I beg, take
I
that.
saw for we
Take
have
that conversation
we
out.
have
I beg,
emotional
remove it.
pastors and Charlie, emotions. They will be
I'm just saying. But do you understand? Do you agree that if we have business executives leading, music business executives leading the chart, it will be quite easier for them to come together for a purpose than to have artists leading the chart? Do you agree to that?
when we keep our eyes on the bigger picture.
Okay. Anyway, massive shouts going out to Boo God. Boo God is listening from afar. Then he gets some question for Ashes. He say he gets some question for Ashes. He said make I read them now, but no, it's not for radio. He said, Master, there will be no time in this life where all human beings will align. Life is not built like that. So the quest for unity, Bosu is saying, forget about it. That is why I'm saying that if we have businessmen who are looking for the numbers, the right numbers, they are looking to make money out of it. It's easier to get people to be united on that front other than to have people be united on emotional levels. That is how I feel. I don't know if Kwame Dazi shares the same sentiment with me.
You know, I got lost at a point during the discussion. I was tuned in when you were talking about the competition bit.
Yeah.
But at a point I got lost. That is why I kept quiet listening to you.
He played Kim Promise's audio.
No, Promise is saying, Charlie, let's forget about competition. Let's look for healthy competition. And let's see each
Let's
other's...
forget about competition.
No, let's forget that
shouldn't see
unhealthy...
each other
You know, I
as
asked him.
unhealthy-
I asked him about the O2. Does it cross his mind that there is a need for us? And in his answer, he said there is a need for them to come together to achieve things like that, because even the Nigerians, their first time of doing those things, they had to come together. So there is that need for that. Yeah, even though they are in competition, there is that need for collaboration and unity. And the competition should be a healthy one. It's like if you see somebody, your colleague achieve something, you are like, oh,
Yeah,
I
it
also
should
want to
inspire
achieve
you.
it. But it's not like it should have been me.
Yeah.
and not him.
Then he has said everything. I'm not sure we need to talk about it. It is as clear as that. There should be unity in diversity, and as simple as that.
Anyway,
That's
Mr.
why
Robert
he's
Clark is
up.
up in the
He's
building.
spot on. So he's spot on.
Bosu,
He's spot
we
on.
had...
And
We
but
have...
people think they...
Oh, Adam. Adam.
No,
Time
I
to go.
understand. I mean, he's spot on. We don't even need to discuss it.
People have
He's
questions.
spot on.
Sport in the AMB.
We are out our goal.
They ain't
We are out our call Kaswano.
do microphones here.
Baby, I are call Kaswano.
Mr. Robert Clark.
Yeah, yeah.
No. This one we stand ovation 7 for you.
The
So-
red loss.
No, it's still
Slim.
there inside sponsor.
So we clapping is unity.
yeah, unity.
Yeah, unity.
Yeah. What's everything cool?
Chief, I'm good.
Charlie, the moon.
I beg, at this point, I would like to have the introduction done in the Andy way. Okay.
Godfather Day here.
Godfather just so that I can feel,
Yeah.
I can feel the spirit begin.
Robert!
Good. Yeah.
Now, first question.
Martinez!
When you swear.
Odumjano.
You know if you shout.
Odumjano.
Bosu, welcome.
Champion, Charlie. Thanks.
Successful TGMA. Congratulations to you and your team. Multiple questions flooding my... As I mentioned your name now, plenty started. But let me start off by asking about the red carpet. There are two things before from the security checkpoint, from the car park through to where the bands were being handed out and checked, and to I think the forecourt where it was being scanned and all that. There were quite some issues that popped up along the way. First and foremost, let's deal with the issue of our very own presenter to Nuya FM, that is
Felicia
Osei. She was on social media talking about her band. She had issues with the band. She got to the checkpoint and then she scanned and realized that another face popped up on it, and people were saying were there issues with the ticketing and all that. I don't know if you saw that on social media and we want to react to it.
I mean, that's first of all, let me just say that thank you for thanking us, but I want the emphasis to be on the team. You said Robert and the team, because no great work ever gets done by an individual.
Thank you.
So
thank you to the team.
Yeah, thanks to the team. Now I just want to be able to bring them to the fore that it's been tireless work by a lot of people, and not just folks from Charterhouse. Like, literally everybody and anybody we had to work with by extension, or anybody connected to the music that we love and for the particular cause that we are projecting. So essentially, congratulations to everybody who participated in this remotely and closely. Now to the question. So what we did was to try to ensure that if any time a ticket was used, you have a stamp on it that says that this ticket was used at a particular time.
Okay.
So if a ticket is scanned, let's say 8:15, and it comes back at 11, you'd see that, like immediately you would see that if you see that, oh, this particular ticket was scanned at 8:15, why is it coming back at 11? And then when they ask you questions and they say, but you're just coming, then it means that, okay, so how did it happen?
Okay.
So that is an issue that has to be dealt with. At that particular point, how you react towards the issue, we don't control it, but what it simply means is that it's a problem that has to be discussed and dealt with before the person is allowed to get in. Because it could be that, one, either whoever gave you the ticket gave duplicated efforts in that particular space, as and gave it to more than one person, or it could be you giving your ticket to somebody and still coming because you believe that you are a celebrity or a figure in that particular space. And so if you come with your personality and come to make noise, the people are just going to allow you to enter. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we've had situations where it's been like that. Like somebody gives out their tickets, and then when they get there, like, but I'm here. Yeah, so hey, you want me to? And then they will not
open the gate, make her enter,
and they will not budge, because at the end of the day, the ticket was issued to you, and then you gave it to somebody else, and there's every indication that particular ticket has been used. And thirdly, I want to say that it's also possible that obviously technology, there could be issues, but then you can never really say that there won't be some problems. So but obviously plus or minus 10%, 5% whatsoever, and then you're fine essentially. But what it is that if any of these things should happen, if you were indeed genuinely invited, then what it means is that you should find the parties, you should engage the parties who invited this. Oh, this is how I encountered. So how do we go around it? Because honestly, I have not been here. So that conversation can be held. But you cannot blame the person at the gate from doing their job, because if it's been scanned, it's been scanned.
But did you ever get complaints like that?
Oh no. When we did our post-mortem session, we got that kind of information. That's why I'm giving you the various scenarios. Okay. Because that's what there were people who came and they had given out their tickets.
Okay, so they actually entered the venue,
no, they
and then
gave their tickets to somebody else.
Okay.
Because it's e-ticket, so I forwarded my ticket to you, Slim, and then Slim entered, and now I have come with my face and with the same ticket. I'm like,
Okay, so
do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand, because when I got to the gate, I had to scan, and then it took a picture of me instantly. So I'm thinking, I don't know if it works for the other ticket, because I came in with, I think, the academy ticket, and then it took a picture of me instantly. I'm thinking if I had left the venue and then entered again, it would be easier, because at that point, it already has my data stored on the device, right?
Yeah, so what it means is that whenever a ticket comes in, a ticket is scanned, there's a face that's captured next to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so any other person coming and using that same ticket, what happens?
So that is what I'm trying to say. So it means the person actually entered and it took a picture of him or her.
No, what your initial submission was that the face that appeared when that ticket was scanned.
That's what Felicia is saying.
Was not the person whom was not the original person that the ticket was meant for.
Yes.
Yes. So it means that ticket has been used.
Okay. So is there ever a situation, was there ever where did you ever have complaints of people who had similar issue?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, it's one of three scenarios, and that's what I explained. That there were people who literally gave their tickets to others.
They entered,
No.
got scanned, and
Probably
Give their
it's a
ticket
soft
to-
copy, probably forwarded.
No, like you are DJ Slim, so you think that if I give my ticket to an industry, they know me, so if I get there, I'll be allowed in.
no.
There's another aspect. Sometimes,
There's I got to the car park. They told me to be in one queue for
Validation.
No, it's not even the validation part. Be in one queue for my band. Now they hand me the band, and I decided not to wait for the car. I walk across the road. I entered. I got to the gate, the e-gate, and they told me to scan the band. I pointed at it, and they told me to look into the tablet that they had there, and then it would take a picture of me. It does that. So I asked the lady, was like, okay, that's because if I want to leave and then, enter the
Some sort of face recognition.
face recognition. So I'm sure that is the first time it's going to have my data stored on the device. Or it's not the same for all the other
No,
tickets.
hold on. So whose data is now stored?
My
Slim.
data.
Okay, good. Now the invitation was meant for Slim.
Yes.
Slim goes through the process. We have Slim's face attached to the device.
Exactly.
Good. All right. Now another person comes and uses.
My e-ticket.
Good.
So
And then they scan it and they are saying the person's face. They are saying is.
It does not tally.
So now there are two issues here. At the car park, they also check the ticket and scan the ticket at the car park. That's what they do. So I'm thinking if somebody has used the ticket, it should reflect at the first checkpoint. Or that's not how it happens.
If the system there is able to do that or not. So the system that is able to recognize whether a ticket has been used or not is the one that basically tells you
The one that the e-gate.
Yes, the one that tells you that
Okay.
it's gone in already, etc. Blah 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 blah. You
Okay.
understand? So what I'm saying here is this: that it could be one of three things. However, if indeed, if she got an invitation, it means that she was really our guest. So sorry to her for whatever embarrassment she may have faced, but it's one of three things. And for us, there is a need for us to be able to investigate, to understand what it is, so that we are clean and clear on how to go forward without having any issues. So apologies to her if she felt any embarrassment, but these are the realities on ground, that it could also be any of the three things that I've mentioned.
Okay, Robert, another issue here is about the red carpet, and I'm sure. Oh, you have
I
something?
beg you. Ninoy has sent a message regarding Joe Metal. He said Joe Metal faced a similar issue at the gate. That's why he couldn't pick his first award. After several trials, the one at the E-gate apologized, stating the system was down. How do we solve this permanently? This happened at the car park. Sorry,
At the car park.
That was why Joe didn't pick his first
That's
award.
the
What
explanation.
about the second award when he was in there? That one too, what stopped him?
So, Nino, thanks for giving them information. I mean, we work with vendors essentially, and if some of these things don't come to us, we wouldn't really know that that's a situation. So, what it means is that I'm getting back to my vendors to find out at what
exactly
point, what happened, and why was there a downtime without any information relayed to us, and it's impacting people who are members of the cast and crew essentially. Because when you're riding an award show, the cast and crew includes award recipients and award presenters and all of that, and they should be present to in order for you to run the show effectively essentially. So so thanks for that information.
Okay, so on to the red carpet. I'm sure maybe you've picked up information about overcrowding on the red carpet. The strictly by invitation protocol, if it was really done right on the red carpet, because on social media I got to the venue quite late, so I did not see the red carpet and I did not experience it. But from social media, people were saying the red carpet was overcrowded, and they wanted to know if it was really strictly done by invitation.
Okay, so I think we're on two different pages here.
Yeah.
I am getting a lot of people saying it was perfect, it was good. So again, I'm not too sure how to respond to this. Yeah, so if there are specifics, you can give me that information.
Okay, so specifically, they're looking at the fashion statement on the red carpet. The ones that are on social media, some believe it was a little bit extreme, some were, yeah.
Okay, so let me explain. There were two red carpets, all right?
Yeah.
We had the produced red carpets, and then we had the
general,
where it was open to everybody and anybody. All of them are red carpets. You're allowed to take pictures and do whatever you want to do. Obviously, the backdrops and everything are there. And the produced red carpet, that's where we have the strictly by invitation rule applying. So it depends on what people.
So which one was the produced one?
The produced one is what had Regina.
Blaze and
yes, that's it. Different from the one that was in front of the foyer essential, like when you're going into the Grand Arena.
Okay.
So that's open to everybody and anybody, and you're allowed to come through. I mean, you've dressed to come to a music awards, so whether you have spoons and condoms or whatsoever as clothes, straw, that's your.
So the extreme ones that we saw on social media were the ones on the general.
Yeah, for me that's what I saw. Unless there's something I've missed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, feel free if you people to get some issue on the red carpet, because that's what we're sticking with. So how many people were supposed to be on it at a go? Were there numbers to it?
Oh, I think the red carpet didn't have an issue with numbers at all. It was fine. Okay. Like the produced space had enough space for people to move and people to lounge, people to drink, people to chit-chat, whatsoever. All of that was, people did that comfortably. I came there a couple of times trying to oversee a few things. It was spacious enough. It was 100% free. And as a matter of fact, because of that, we also had the front part of the foyer where at the Grand Arena itself being open and being free, and people had a lot of space to be able to move. It's just that you separated the entire experience based on last year. You've taken the same crowd and you've broken them into two, and you've given them a bigger ambience. So that should not be a problem at all.
Okay, so issue of chauffeur from the State House to the venue. Is it the State House or Parliament House? State House to the venue was also one of the things that also popped up on social media after the event. Some nominees were saying that they got stuck at the place. They waited for long hours. They take the ride, no, they come. So some looking at the addresses and all that, because the place, some parts of the place be dusty small. I don't know if
so there are some of
you've seen some of these things also.
No, you are telling me. I'm listening.
Okay, you know, see
No. But there are quite a number of things that
it's very normal. It happens almost every time. Yeah. Especially when the cars are coming out and human traffic. People won't move for the cars to also have their way out. And so
they wanted to use. Some wanted to even use their own cars, but they were not even allowed.
I mean, we didn't.
Now,
the idea was to ensure
you get X5 or Bugatti.
But then again, the other thing too is in terms of the. I don't want to call it pacing. I want to call it the timing. So you have 7 o'clock, and for some reason, everybody begins to appear at 8. Then you have so many people to chauffeur, rather than it's from the 7 o'clock. Time, so that so that's another area that we will work on in terms of, because the idea is if you could give people 7:15 and for them to be there at 7:15, so you have another batch coming in at 7:30 and then that kind of stuff. But I doubt that one will work. So maybe we just have to increase the number of cars, just so that when you have a certain number of people hitting that particular gate at a particular time, you're able to accommodate. But what it again means is that you can't have unlimited number of cars though. So I understand where the anxiety is coming from. We'll figure it out.
Last one has to be the running time for the award presentation. And from the camp of Gary Al Smith, who took to social media to announce that his event is frustration. That first time he's been to the TGMA, and he realized that it dawned on him that it's an all-night service. because he felt that Charlie 32 hours being presented, then we do one and nail them. I'm proud to this year's edition.
He also mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. He said it right here.
I said it here.
Okay. Prior to this, I'm sure there was a time duration for this year's event. You feel nail at that time or you extend?
Okay, so we know if we nail them at that exact time, but there's always that room we give to ourselves.
Okay,
that's what we always do, and the reason is because you have a time that you plan to start.
Yes.
And let me explain this properly. We have cast and crew responsible for helping us run this particular project.
Okay.
So when we say cast and crew, if I was doing a certain George Quay show, I would have all the members playing on that particular stage, being backstage waiting. When it's time to begin, then I'll begin. And then everything we do is for the audience. In our case, everyone we need to be a part of what we are doing are not backstage. They are part of the audience. Award presenters, performers, dancers who are supposed to be on stage, whatever props is required, award recipients. All of these people are part of our cast and crew. You understand what I'm saying? So, in as much as you want to be able to start, you can't start. Red carpet was ready. Like technically, we were all ready, everything. We were waiting to begin. We, at the time when we wanted to begin, start the main show too, we're ready and still waiting, because at the end of the day, you don't want to mention, and the winner is, an award presenter is not there. And the winner is not there, and you understand, and you're ready to begin your first, your opening act is not, or let's just say the third performer after the opening act is not there. You want to make sure that they are there. You want to have like 2 or 3 acts ready consistently, so that when you're done with X, Y can go. Because the Y is supposed to do, like, preparations are supposed to be in place. Yeah. So if these people are not there, it becomes difficult for you to begin the show. But so I get that vibe that at the end of the day, you are not. It drags. But
what time was it supposed to start and end? What was this?
Oh, initially we wanted to start latest by 9:30, between 9:15 and 9:30 we wanted to start. So we ended up starting at 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had to prolong the red carpet to accommodate a number of people. So
and the end time,
so the end time was supposed to be around 2.
2.
Yeah. So the challenge with the Ghana Music Awards is this: standard events you watch out there, 3.5 hours. If you take a typical Grammys, for example, they have about 3 hours for red carpet. 1 hour break before the show itself starts. If you put everything together, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, that's 6.5 hours, and then the 1 hour break, that's 7.5 hours. So when you say you are going for Grammy show, you have to prepare for 7 hours for the event itself.
The full package.
Yes. Before you add your traffic time and whatsoever and co-meanings and stuff like that. So that's even 7.5 hours on its own. So if at the end of the day, we are working around close to that particular time, we've done well. Why I'm saying that is because 3.5 hours for the show, they are not presenting 20 awards. We are presenting 30 awards, 31 awards. You understand? And so what it means is we are presenting plus extra. I remember sitting at Summers, and after 3 hours, they had presented 12 awards.
The rest are performances.
Exactly. And then eventually ended like 15. And it was 3.5 hours. So if I'm doing 31 awards and I am doing 4.5 hours, I've done well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, there are still things you want to be able to cut because we want to be able to cut it. But the reality is that if you measure it, you have to understand the peculiarities with respect to international standards and how different this one is from that particular one or these ones. So we had a shorter red carpet. Some people are having 3 hours red carpet. You make room for the other side just to be able to accommodate it. And yeah, we'll keep fine tuning until we have what we have. But the reality is that when you go out to Ghana Music Awards, just know that, Charlie, you are in for the night.
Questions for Robert.
Is there a way that when the red carpet ends, the official one, production ends, all activities there will be put to a halt so that everybody moves? Because at times, people are, a lot of content creators want to milk the situation. So a lot of them are on the red carpets and other media people wanting content. And even when the official red carpet had closed, everybody is there creating content. Can activities stop for a while? You order all of those because you brought most of them in. You gave them the opportunity to be there. You seize everything so that the nominees and award presenters move. Because at a point, I had to stop a lot of media people from engaging my artists because I realized that if we had to go on all, including Charterhouse platforms, if we had to go on all of these platforms, we'll be late for the main auditorium. So the activities. I remember you called me at a point.
Should I say what I want to say?
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know what you want to say.
You go
Why
ahead.
shouldn't he say? Say it. Okay, what happened?
Say it, you.
Oh, yes.
What happened? He was rather asking for more interview time, man.
No.
Oh, why?
No,
I've asked him
I
to
was
say
just-
why. This one
Why are you on this?
Why?
You are here.
Master, what happened?
No, it's okay.
He requested for more talk time, man.
No, the thing is this. So when you're done with red carpets and you are on the bill, you just need to, So that's what I'm saying, that for as long as you are willing, you guys were even willing to extend your time on red carpet. Maybe the red carpet duration is not enough.
Assembly. Hey, gotcha.
No. Don't worry. Don't worry. What I'm saying is that
As long as you were willing to extend your time on the red carpet, he mentioned you.
Ask the media people who engage.
Which media people? That person
Adam, don't worry. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. What I'm saying is that
But
you
you
didn't
said it.
leave immediately. They are closed. You understand? It means that you guys still wanted to engage. Maybe if our duration is not enough, maybe we should make it what? We should add extra 30 minutes, or maybe we should add 1 more hour. Because again, we are projecting Ghanaian fashion, and so we want, if at the end of the day it means adjusting, we have to. I mean, we are open to some of these ideas. You understand what I'm saying? But yes, ultimately, we should be able to call off activities from the red carpet so that activities should be able to go on. And it's one of the things that we have in mind.
Kwame wants to. Kwame, go ahead.
Small question. Is it possible we can start earlier, around 5 p.m.?
That's another thing that we've played with. And we are just not sure how people would respond to it because of the culture of events we've been having in Ghana. This will be like so off. So it will be a big gamble, and we've been thinking about it. We're just not sure.
But I think if you ensure it, it will work.
No, how do you ensure it? Because
Okay,
really what you're doing
supposing you send an invitation to the presidential spokesperson or, I mean, anyone, any big dog at, let's say, Jubilee House, and you write in the invitation that shows red carpet is at 5 p.m. And if I'm rocking a design from Kwame Dadzi Couture and I want to showcase it, I'll be there at 5.
No, because Andy, I gave you 7. And you didn't.
No, you don't get what I'm saying.
You didn't turn up until 10.
What Kwame is asking, I'm only reiterating that.
So I get you, but what I'm saying is that when I gave you 7, you could have turned up at 7, but you still chose to turn up at what, 8:30 and 9. So now if I say I'm going to do it at 5, and it's not part of our culture, and you choose to come at 7, it's still.
But
I get you. So then, what do you advertise to the general public?
5.
They'll come at 7.
So they come at 7. Show starts at 8.
I get you, but
we finish at quarter at 12.
The moment the public, when the public know that the show is going to start at 7, the 5 o'clock there's just an invitation. Almost starting.
Don't worry, the celebrities will come. Someone has worn our friend, and the guy that wore an all straw hat. Did you expect him to keep the straw at home? I'm sure he started cutting them into pieces on the way. Hey.
No, but I get you. So it's one of the things that we've thought about. We're just not sure. It would be a huge gamble, but let's see.
What about the use of seat fillers?
When you finish, you tell him what George Quay said.
Answer or how
For which one?
You finish with the answer. There's a follow-up. You finish.
Please add the follow-up.
No. No, it was just an example George Quay did. So he gave an example. So go ahead.
You know, my own will be very polished now.
You finish the polish one. We'll give you the-
Okay. So, yeah, it can be considered, but it comes with a challenge as well. So we have to manage the entire challenge about it. The question is how many people are you able to predict? Where will they be when they are no longer filling seats? Then what happens? So all of that needs to be able to.
But it's also true. What happens when the actual
people come?
Where do they stand? Where do they sit in this play?
You have to manage all that process while the show is going on. So it's a lot of work, and the most important thing is for people to really turn up.
George Quay say
They tried that.
he said Miss Malaika.
You Miss Malaika. They laugh.
No. You see George Quay, he fool too much. The way he go talk that he go Obesaya Assembly. He say they have seat fillers. The actual owner of the seat can wait say, boss, I'm sitting across me.
Guys, I'm enjoying it. I'm not moving. But have you ever tried that before?
But if that's a Miss Malaika, so
No, but have you ever tried that before at the Ghana Music Awards?
I don't have memory of that, but
It's never been done before. You've not. Okay, Martinez.
Yes, mine has to do with the performance, and for me, I'm one of the people who were actually waiting for Kweku Smoke, and I didn't enjoy his performance. But then I saw on social media that he was supposed to rehearse with the team. He couldn't make it, and even on the night, that's the Saturday night, he came late, and he was nearly cut off. But then the organizers heard the people, the audience chanting his name, and they felt like they had to let him be on the stage.
That's the story out there.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. And Caleb Newboy. And even he was supposed to be the opening act. So
if anyone must win an award, we must chant the person's name because they can change it.
and apparently he was in war. They say he was in war.
Robert saying
now saying that you're too far from the microphone.
Yeah, so I want to know, is that really what happened?
Okay, so that's many questions in one. The reality is that he wasn't well. And so we had to work around his health situation. And so our initial plans that we had we couldn't walk that particular path. We had to work around his health situation. And I think he did extremely well for pulling off that particular experience during the show. And I just want to say congratulations to he and his team. And it's not everybody who's able to do this really when they are not too well. I think he just recovered and he said he was ready to be able to pull off something. So we work with him to achieve that.
Okay. Quick one. Then Kim Paluta. Portfolio also made a post on social media. That's like TGM is able to meet the requirement of some of the artists. Mm-hmm. And then with others he's not able to meet. So I also want to know, looking at a performance like what Paluta did on stage compared to the others, is it that he didn't get all the necessary things he needed, the props, and as compared to the other?
So this is what he said. Well, let me that it will be. He said, compared to the production budget that went into the AOT nominees' performance set, and compared to what went into Kim Paluta's own, no aesthetics or wow factor stage investment for his sets. Charlie, this is not fair at all.
Yeah, I think it's nice for him to have said it, but the fairness is where I have an issue with. If you say it's not fair, then it feels like somebody now took person X and person Y said, I'll give this investment to this person and I'm not going to give to this person, even though the concept is nice. No. And what it is that you present your concept, work around. If there are things we want to add, we'll add. If you present a concept and we feel that some things need to be tweaked, it will be tweaked. If we need to pick up some components of your stuff, we'll do it. But we'll have that conversation with you. So I think everything, maybe he
send some?
I'm coming. Maybe he needs, it's like you passing a comment of something when you probably don't have an insight into it. You understand? So that's portfolio speaking. That's not Kim Paluta speaking.
Did he say
That's no, relax. That's what I'm saying. That's what you can't ask me questions about Paluta. This is not Paluta and having a conversation. This is conversation about somebody passing remarks on some. No, relax. You've asked me a question, so relax. What I'm saying is that the Kim Paluta, the analogy he's making doesn't hold, because at the end of the day, we engage them based on concepts. So it's based on concepts that we are able to project what has to be projected and where people are supposed to be supported.
I have something to say quickly. Yeah.
You understand?
Yesterday, I saw. Excuse me. I saw. What's the name of my crush? My girlfriend. What's her name? Vida.
Yeah.
I think you engaged her.
Yeah. I saw that video too.
Actually, I have a lot of them. Yeah. And she explained vividly whatever went into Stonebwoy's performance, right? For a lot of people who didn't even know what the arc was for, this was for, whatever it is, she explained and broke it down beautifully. Portfolio spoke for Kim Paluta. For a spokesperson, how do you come to tell that something was unfair? Was he not part of the conversation from the beginning?
Information.
He had no information about the artist's performance, whatever he was doing. Really? Is that what he's saying?
Well, it supports what I've been saying, that the artists and the PR, they've
it
not
is
been
why
in sync.
I was asking Robert this, because I thought it would be good for you. Is it that Portfolio and his team sent you something and you said you won't do? You decided.
Did you hear what I asked? I just mentioned that Portfolio didn't know anything about it. Then you are still asking Portfolio.
But you are assuming he's part of the team. That is your
And
assumption.
I'm saying, if you are part of the team, how come you are not aware? That's what I said. I just said, were you listening?
So meaning you should be aware.
So what he's saying is this.
Okay, let me get your point.
The point is that whether he was part or he's not part, people know him to be the PR.
Sure.
He's thrown a certain mud out there. Now, for them to further clarify, I'm asking, is it the case that they sent you a certain set or aesthetics or a wow factor
That wasn't
and you
done.
decline?
Okay,
Exactly.
so I get you.
It's no, and
Okay,
that's
I
all.
get you.
Because the public, the way they think is different from how you.
So how do you think?
No. So in all fairness to Adam, so that wasn't the situation. That's what I'm saying. That's why I started by saying that we work based on the concepts that we agree to go with. Yeah. So it is based on your concepts that we deliver, on the elements that are supposed to be in there. And yes, and quite frankly, let me use this opportunity to say, like, there were a number of artists who wanted to achieve a particular image, experience, craft on stage, and they were willing to do whatever it took.
Added on.
Yes, so they added on. If we've ever applauded The Weeknd for investing 6 million after the 6 million of his own money during the Super Bowl, after he was giving about I don't know whether 30 million or thereabouts or whatsoever. This is what exactly the artists did. They were ready to support, like, put in money to make their craft look the part. And for me, I just want to congratulate, like,
Stonebwoy was one of them.
like, literally, they
Was
put
Vida
in
mentioned-
yeah.
I had a conversation with him prior to the show.
Yeah,
and he was telling me.
Familiar to us like that. Quite a number of them. Like they just went above and beyond to make things happen.
Vim.
So
Meaning
I just
some are
want
not
to
ready.
say,
Some are not ready.
No, it's not
everybody,
about you are
literally.
willing, but the energy is not there.
And my
He has a very good point.
So does it mean that
No, but
Empress Gideon
Charterhouse
but I do not support
will
that.
give
God
you
for that.
will support you to a certain level? If you want to do
Extra. Then
Well,
that
Slim is
is
also
up to
coming
you.
up with, why don't you support
okay
that?
to a level you may not be able to,
We will not be able to.
then you add on.
Yes. So there are things. So we have, we discuss the stuff. We have a budget. We're like, okay.
we
But
can-
then you go and come back like, I want to do instead of 15 dances.
Somebody ponko backstage.
Instead of 15 dancers, I want to do 30 dancers. Like, hey,
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to do. I want to be able to make this huge impact.
All right.
That kind of stuff. So Kim Promise, like you could see Kim Promise, and there were a number of people who just went above and beyond, like a lot of things. They invested into it because they were like, no, this is my craft, this is my image, this is me on stage. I want it to look the part, and that's exactly what most.
So
of
you
them
don't
did.
blame anybody.
No, so
If
Why
some
don't
of them
you
come
say-
with
you
their
say
own
you don't agree
microphones,
with what
Stonebwoy
Atlas
uses his
said.
own microphone.
that is what I'm learning.
Yeah, I think
That is what I'm learning.
yeah,
Okay.
from the PR, I think he came in with a couple of technical stuff as well.
That
The
is what
talk
I'm
back
learning.
and all
His
that.
mic was different from the other
and
people's.
But he always comes in with
And then
but,
also-
but please,
For
it's,
listeners. No, for
it's something
listeners.
so simple.
No, for listeners.
It's just something you.
No, some of us we understand, but for listeners,
But it's an add-on.
So I just want to say that some of the artists, even visuals appearing on the screens, they have their own visuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
They come with folks who are like, okay, so this is my act. For the first 10 seconds,
These
this
are the
particular
visuals.
visual is coming on. After that, the next 20 seconds, we have this visual come, and then they have people who are working on these visuals, and then they add to the performance. So we do the lights
Okay.
plot and all. So it's that like.
So the dark
I must
rumor
give-
image behind Stonebwoy was intentional as well.
Of course.
Look, like we have to give it up. We have to give it up to the
some
artists.
voice extra more.
We have to give it up to the artists. They know what they want. They were in there, like they were part of it. It was really good stuff. You know,
So
and we need to be able to. You know,
The part that I do not agree is
With Martinez.
with
Mention his
Martinez is I believe the production house has a budget for every performance, and that budget has been has gone through various decks, and they believe it's enough and adequate for any performance from every artist. So Up and Beyond is your own discretion. It has to come from the artist and their team. So if Paluta decided to go up and beyond, is what Paluta wants. If Stonebwoy decided to go up and beyond, it's what.
but is Paluta complaining? I'm not getting that. Like
He is not
His
complaining.
PR for the TGMA season was the one. Who
Yeah,
was
but he's
complaining.
not saying. You see, it would have been different if he said we wanted this and we didn't get it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's saying that because of what I have seen.
Yeah.
But you don't know whether the person did the investments on their own. You understand what I'm saying? So if you blame the investments in your craft, the question is, do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody puts.
I don't want to push this.
No, you can.
I don't want to push it.
You
It
can,
only
right?
supports what I've been saying, that the artists and the
see.
PR, they've never been in sync throughout the whole process.
Look, in this case,
They've never
There's a
never been in
communication
sync.
gap.
There's a big gap
There's a communication
between
gap.
the artists and the PR.
Big ups to artists, their creative teams. Charlie, people, hey, look, when people submitted their concepts,
Wow.
the mood boards, Charlie, detailing how they were going to start, transitions, the inspirations, the images they put in there. There were artists who came to our place and they didn't have it. We were coming to speak English to us. And then we showed them
Samples.
what others had done. Just
Ajay,
sneak
ajay.
peek. They were like, hey.
Hey.
Then they
need
went
to
back.
go back.
They realized they forgo do work, and then they went to work. Some were sending messages like on WhatsApp. Oh, the idea is that.
They were coming to
And
us.
then when you now saw what others were doing,
Detailed.
okay, you will come back again.
They'll
So
give you
So it
where the
helped,
camera,
literally.
something, and the
It
lights.
helped.
Oh,
18
I like
and
that.
20
So,
So initially they
Some
came
people
to
are
speak
taking
English.
their craft
oh
seriously.
yeah, but
I like that.
because
Hey,
that
listen to
conversation-
Kwame Kwame is
People
like,
are taking their craft seriously. I like that.
So, Rob, with this, I mean, going forward, do you think that? Hold on.
Obebuno.
Going forward, do you think that? I mean, considering how, because this is further going to inspire a lot of people going forward to, pay particular attention to their stagecraft. Do you think that we've gotten to the point where we need multiple stages in order, because the tearing down
What the
and
basic-
setting up also has a way. I remember one of the penultimate 3 Music Awards, they had about 3 or so stages, one in the middle, one there, and one on the last end too. That also, yes, it's cut out the space in the auditorium in a way. Are you looking at getting multiple stages going forward because of the?
We have multiple stages.
Yeah.
Except that it's not the way you'd want for it to be. You understand? Where B Strap started his act.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a stage.
Yeah.
And when it comes to film and production, wherever the camera is capturing the subject, it is considered as a stage. Even if it means from the audience, that becomes your stage at a particular point. So people need to be able to understand that you can use every part and any parts within the space for as long as it is discussed and camera crew, everybody is aware that that's where you're picking stuff from. And there have been several shots where, for example, Medical there was a particular concept where Medical came off from the red carpet zone because that's where that's where it started from. But that was also considered as an act. And there was another one we did with somebody coming from, I think, Mr. Drew. It was pre-recorded. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And that's also an entry. So there are a million ways to work around them. I'm using million in an exaggerated way that we need to be able to explore throughout to be able to project certain things. So however, the reality is that the space itself is not big enough to give us the opportunity to do similar. Like the middle portion of the stage, we can't replicate the same size, here, and that's the challenge because of the number of people. Yeah, we need to have bigger auditorium so that we can do stuff. But
I haven't asked my question yet, have I?
Yes, you have.
Oh, have I?
Yes, you have.
Is there a way we can stop those followers from coming back to say, put me to the microphone?
I saw that post.
Is there a way to the archipelago?
Kwame,
it's okay.
Me, that's what I love.
Archipelagolize.
It also adds
something. Kwame,
they might way to off their microphone.
They might going off on some people. It gives us
after the artist has finished speaking, they will come back and say, yo.
And the Kwame can't do that to us.
Well,
that's what we also love.
Kwame,
no, that attitude is crass. It is crass.
Now I sign it. Yes.
Yo. Watch out for us. Album dropping next week.
Do you think it's easy to be on the TGMA stage? Do you think it's easy?
Why would that happens everywhere? I beg.
Is there a way to archipelagolize them?
This is why I'll speak for Robert. There's no way.
The paradise them.
Then we'll move to you.
Me. Masua den rough.
Now why did I who you actually before our cousin? Why did I win?
But sometimes
why did I who you push you?
Oh, actually, other people. I think Paradise, that young black guy. I saw them.
Paradise. Did he come for the?
I think he's a hype MC.
I
think he's a hype MC.
B-strap.
Yeah. Me, I know him on TikTok.
But I think he spoke nicely.
Yeah.
No, it's not about speaking nicely. It's about. You see all these things.
But you see, we must also be careful about these things. I remember there was a year that Nasi won an award.
Okay.
And just as he rose up to the podium, his wife was with him, and the guard stopped her from getting on the stage with her husband. And for me, yes, I remember the conference center days, and
that's some way.
Yeah, because the previous year, all of these people had come on stage and this one will come and make some noise. So the scheme decided that, you know what, there will be guards. Those were the ticket days. Ticket. You get to the gate. Please, my name's Ticket. No, they don't speak any language. Oh, the language they speak is Ticket. That's all. If you provide, enter. That's all. If you don't have it,
everyone at team members they bounce.
They bounce everybody. They bounce everybody. Ticket. I reached there. My name's Ticket. Who the bar? I said, who get out. So yeah, and so they brought that straight nyama, and then we campaigned again, and they decided to ease it. Me feel say we are the problem.
So there should be a list.
Which list?
Not necessarily.
Oh no, but you can tell. For example, an artist who has won an award, you are there in the auditorium. Come and pick it up, and then you. Well, I'll go on stage.
But the seating is supposed to make sure it sieves through this thing, because
it's not just about the. Don't you get it? An artist who has won an award.
Okay.
Come and pick up the
Because
award.
artists do have like two
You
or
don't
three.
come
You
up.
know why Slim is not supporting this?
Why?
Because he shouldn't have been on the stage.
No.
I know. I know why he's doing that. But we won't allow that. We won't allow that.
I have the floor now.
Hold on.
Do I have the floor now?
Wait.
In my defense,
I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw.
You should time them. Time swan. Your microphone is on.
in my defense, ladies and gentlemen, no, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. For example,
Slim, do
Stonebwoy.
grab a mic.
Slim
Stonebwoy-
say minimum
Stonebwoy-
names. So Obi and
For
friend
example,
Okoye.
Stonebwoy went on the stage with a prepared acceptance speech, right? How do you cut it off saying that everyone is giving a minute, and so he's talking too much, so you are taking him off?
I
No,
think
but
that-
whatever he said was relevant. It was good. Do you understand? You can't predict it. Let's all be
It's possible.
decent
Okay.
with the presentation. It's
So,
as simple as that.
so for me, it's usually like this. There's always that leeway given until abused.
Good.
And then when it is abused, then you introduce some measures.
Yes.
But prior to that, you always want to allow people to be able to.
Did I abuse your stage?
Yes.
You didn't.
Yes.
Kimbaluta was angry.
I was sitting. I was sitting on
given the
Kwesi
eye.
seat.
You were
Hold on.
You
But
were
did
given the
Paluta
eye.
invite you on the stage?
No,
Why did you go?
First of all, hold on. Let's
Paluta did not invite anybody on the stage.
let's address this.
Kim Paluta did not invite anybody on
Hold
stage.
on.
Yeah.
I have a song with Kim Paluta.
Was your song nominated?
All the people who have-
The song
all the
has
people who have been featured.
over 2 million on all streaming
That was
platforms.
about 3 or 4 years ago.
3 months ago.
Say bro nyanyum.
Eye bro nyanyum na ka ho na ye nominated for album of the year. What are you saying?
But
So
it's
my
not on the
continue
album,
to
it's
be.
not on the album.
Can we expect you or I deserve to be there.
No way.
Bonus
One,
You
the guy
always
didn't
get the eye.
invite you.
You get the eye.
That's one.
Just-
Number two, the guy had a spokesperson. You had already been there twice to pick up the award with him. The third and the most
Yes.
annoying part was that
Yes.
he had issues with you.
Yeah.
Then you followed the guy onto the stage.
He wasn't there the 2 times. No, I don't see him. I won't see
He didn't
him.
contract you to
No,
go.
I won't see him.
That's
I won't see him.
that's a
We say me see him.
That's a son.
Now we say me see him.
When the guy they give you a look at me, you say,
I won't bite it.
But did you enjoy his performance?
Oh, amazing. I love the
So-
set. I love the set.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful set. I don't know what
Yesterday I
Mama
called
portfolio was looking for. I don't know what they look
yesterday
for.
I spoke with
But it was
Portfolio,
cool. If you ask me.
and I explained things to Portfolio. I like the way the place is quiet.
I want to
No, you are
understand.
coming
We
to
are-
tell a
we are
story.
waiting for the,
We like listening
part.
to stories.
So Portfolio
One at a
mentioned
time.
that,
Oh, Charlie.
I didn't know, and that I'm sorry.
Aglen obesu.
I would tell.
Now,
I will
we say Kolasa.
I would tell.
Only for do me say for talent to look good.
Anna,
We back.
So say we go give us
We back.
10 minutes in addition.
He's the producer of the show.
Music Box. Music Box.
You're listening.
What you are
Remove
doing
the
to
break
Andy
into
Dodge
music box.
what you did to Andy Dodge is like TGMA cut to Stonebwoy.
Yes. Just like Paluta giving me side
What did
eye.
you say?
Like what Hagler did to you. It's like Stonebwoy reading his acceptance speech and then
And then they
TGA
take him off.
Same as the
Like-
bombastic side eye. I wanted
My
to-
carrier. I explained things to him that the scheme, just as Robert mentioned, everyone presents his mood board or whatever it is they created. If you don't have it, even the team can help you build up a very good stage. Did Paluta request for A, B, C, and D, yes or no? Was it met? If yes, have you asked him? He said no.
so there's no need to complain.
The artist and the PR.
So what he did was apologize that I think he rushed into putting out the post.
Like portfolio business in.
No, he has he has Portfolio has issues. Yes, I'm sure he will explain it in Kumasi when he gets there, and they push him on the wall.
Choking out.
And it was
That's why I'm a. So he has issues. Yesterday he poured out some issues. So yeah, aware.
But no, they mean to me. It's too hot for radio.
But it was also nice to see Mami Tiwa on the stage.
Sorry?
Yeah, support.
Yeah.
Yes, Tiwa.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie.
Did anybody comment about DJ Slim's dressing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Social media.
So on social media, one
He
guy
say
was
he looks
saying
like
that.
some guinea pig or something. Like
No. He said I look like some PE teacher from Anomabu GHS.
Oh no, there was one that mentioned some animal be like that.
Oh
So-
yeah, normal. But I look fly.
Oh,
know,
yeah,
I
you
had
look-
on
you look-
I had on my African wear by
With some
Creativita
chow-chow.
with some native sandals, and I had my coolia with some Versace shades.
How?
I was looking fly. Like no, not in them dream.
No, but Sisi, are you okay?
No.
You said it's either King Promise or Stonebwoy. Apart from the two.
Oh, no.
Then you walk on a stage with Kim Paluta, you were not expecting.
So no.
So
Like
if
you should
Paluta had
delete
won,
it. People like
if
you should
Paluta had
delete
won,
it.
No,
you should have
no.
walked up on the stage with him.
So as journalists in the building, let's look at
No.
the
Answer
Flame,
my
you have to
question.
answer
It's
the
for
question.
artists of the year, not for song of the year.
Deleted
Flame, listen to
from
the
the
question.
If they
Listen to
delete
the question.
me.
I'm not for them.
Listen to the question.
Long as they foul. My
Listen
question
to the
is,
question.
if Kim Paluta had won Artist of the Year,
I will not be on the stage. Nah, I no go the stage top. And say, and go winia.
live pass.
And go winia.
Now, when we need Artist of the Year, crowd.
Like I was
Winning the
guy-
boy.
No, but for song of the year, I mean, we've been advocating for some of these things for far too
Slim.
long. I mean, for song of the year, artist of the year, no, go.
Like what?
No.
Okay.
Artist of the year,
Why
no.
wouldn't you go? No,
acceptance
wait.
speech.
Why wouldn't you go? Is it because of?
Because I
would
said
it
I
be
would-
out of shame?
No.
Hold on. Would it be out of shame? That's number one. Or number two, would you have thought that he didn't deserve it, so I'm not going there?
Okay.
Or number three, people would throw me that I'm not a man of my
None
word.
of the above. None of the above.
Why wouldn't you go?
No, because the signs were clear on the wall. The gentleman did not get actively involved in the promotion of Ono Ankasa for vote campaigning for.
And why winning?
No, but the thing is,
we are assuming we're winning. You find us why winning.
Me himself from
What
Pobo, so
the
you know
ever
what happen.
what the ever is afa?
I don't go there, sef, because the team say Emfa. It's not going to happen.
Song of the Year not
Listen.
fire. Is it not same?
No, but the artist of
but
the
at
year,
the point,
song of the year, and the
at
others
the point,
were-
song of the year was the biggest. Right?
No,
These
I mean,
things
campaigning
you
for
go
a
see 'em.
promoting or Kano.
Promoting. No. Listen. Artist of the year, bro. You
Yes,
why?
I know. I'm only asking.
It be specific on one category. What are you trying to say? Listen. For Yampon, what the Yampon?
The crack say ka unko.
Menko. Menko pere.
Kwame say ka be read the acceptance speech.
For artist of the year.
Ka obe hwim plaque na fini say I deliver
E dey
acceptance.
tu mu ho.
And that's how obetimi aye. Na Slim
The
there.
things I want to say is not friendly
Deputy
for radio.
Settings
But you-
Deputy what?
Settings
The
man.
things I want to say is not friendly for radio. So you let me end. Oh, that be that. All right, I will not do that.
But my two says hi to Robert Clark. He understands.
I'm sure we'll have Robert in the studio. From next week, we'll get you. Friday and Saturday.
But you can come tomorrow too. We can
Yeah, because
Yeah,
there are
for
more.
1 month today,
there
you'll
are
be
more.
answering questions, so
There are
for
more
1 month
issues.
today.
People want to know about what happened to
for 1 month today.
artists who were supposed to pick awards and were not around. I was personally sitting on Kwaku Smoke seat. Me occupying the seat, for.
And he was at the backstage.
Yeah, because he was at the backstage. Me occupying the seat, and I'm kind of cray. That's why I had to move and go and collect his award.
You were a seat filler.
Yeah, a seat filler. Yes, the first seat filler in
if that be
modern
the
day
case,
history.
then give us your colleagues. Maybe just pity them.
Which
Can
one?
we pity them?
Oh, portfolio be one. Now, what would I my port on counter? It's impossible. But anyway, thank you.
This is Hits.